Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR PK&F's iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the iGPFun Formula 3 Championship Race number 1 here in Season 4, presented by Virtual Racing School. We are here at Watkins Glen. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Marco Barbonera, and you are here live watching Apex Racing TV.
Oh yes, Austin, we are back for Season 4 of 2021, and what better place to start than Watkins Glen in the classic boot configuration, so none of that inner loop nonsense. We are going straight through the backstretch, and of course this means into the carousel we will have amazing racing, 3-4 wide, plenty of passing opportunities around this place. A very difficult and challenging racetrack on its own, but Austin, with this change, basically this means that drafting and daring moves will be pretty much on the menu for tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot of tasty driving planned for us here on the menu, as you said. The draft here going down that back straight. No bus stop to chop up the field and make this a little Mickey Mouse game. No, it's going to be pedal to the metal over that ridge heading into carousel. And we're going to see drivers diving in up the inside, defending that inside line, or trying to risk it around the outside to get a good run heading into the boot. And that boot is very good for great moves and overtakes. You got the toe right there, that big hairpin. And then at the end of the heel, oh buddy, those can get crazy. But don't forget about the top of the boot heading back into the regular part of the track. That is probably one of the trickiest corners to get right. And if they mess it up, we might see a few cars spinning right there and causing some big choke points, as that is one of the tightest points of the track. 2 points of the track where you can get the entire place blocked is in the S's, where there is no runoff at the very top, and we've seen giant collisions happen there, or after the boot, where there is no runoff as well. So you do not want multi-car contact here, but luckily for anyone, the iGPFun series is very, very safe, and all the race starts are kind of forbidding the 3-wide method.
Exactly, and yesterday in the Academy Series, which ended, by the way, we saw a lot of close, exciting racing, plenty of moves around the outside at the carousel, but one thing that really I noticed was the amount of spins coming out of the boot section in what I have always called in iRacing oil spill corner. That left-hander very, very slow with a lot of bumps and elevation and camber changes, I think, Austin. Here where Thiago Martó is coming right now, this corner I think has the most amount of spins in all of iRacing.
It's so wild, and I believe Martó is sporting a new livery, am I right?
Yes, plenty of new liveries. I've been here for the past hour, of course, setting the broadcast for the new season. We have a lot of beautiful new liveries. We have also the return of the pink cat, Antonio Rusevski.
Yes! We've missed this. We've missed Rusevski's and the pink cat. Oh my gosh! And,
the Cat Lactica Mark 1 on his rear wing, as you can see.
Yes.
Oh, amazing stuff. Yes, we have a pretty big grid today, 40 drivers, but you know, Austin, as we head into the final couple of minutes of qualifying, we know, because we have been talking with the organizers, that especially the switch to new forums, a lot of people have been lost in many championships, including this one, and so we would love to inform you that the iGPFun is recruiting, and I can tell you, this is one of the best leagues you can find in the racing. Me and Austin are both very experienced, and we know we have covered many series. This is some of the best, most exciting, clean and fair open wheel racing you can find. And yes, I said clean and respectful. As Austin was saying, special rules for lap 1 and race starts, and it's very rare that we see big pileups in this championship. And after that, especially with a grid this big, you always find someone of your level to battle with, and you will see in the broadcast today, we will watch all over the field, and you will see even the fights for 30th place can be as exciting as the fight for the lead. Of course, you can find more on the iRacing forums on the iGPFun thread, which is in the F3 section, which is a bit hidden. You have to go through like road cars, road series,
two different
like,
subsections, threads.
Yeah, it's quite hidden, but absolutely you can, and if you find it, and it's of course there is an easier way, of course, which is to go to their Discord, and the Discord link will be posted regularly during the broadcast on your screen, and right now it is also available on the YouTube chat. So click there, join the Discord. That's the easiest way you can get, forget about the forums at this point.
Yeah, the forums are they're needing a little bit of work on for everyone to get used to them. I know everyone, you get so used to something when you switched over, everyone gets a bit lost. I remember when iRacing made the beta UI, well, the UI, and all the commentators were just like, how do we get into a session? But hey, qualifying is over, so let's focus on the race coming up right now. But yeah, iGPFun, every year we do, every season, every year that I believe I've been on this broadcast for about a year, at least a year now. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 4 seasons.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, Austin.
We've been doing this for about 4 seasons, actually.
Yeah, it's certainly, you know, has been, and of course I forgot to tell you, this is such an historic league. It goes back to the days of Grand Prix Legends, basically. So there is a reason why, you know, not a lot of leagues are still going to this day, but this is one of them. And believe me, because the problem when we get open wheel racing, especially these little cars, these junior formulas, you know, the madness and the crashes are, you know, on the menu, but the rules of this championship certainly look to mitigate that. Now, please, drivers, after all the nice things we've said to you, please behave. I know it's the first race of the season, and I know we basically jinxed all of you with this intro.
And we have, but hey, that's iGP Fun with quotes, the best broadcast the best broadcast and friends with extremely talented producer extraordinaire Mark Bobnera and some crazy American Austin Knight, which fits so well. QT Marteau started up on pole with Jerome Lamley in P2, followed by Andy Flitt and Alex Fournier in 4th, Samuel Hermer and Simon Fessy in 6th place, Gavin Petty and Julio Palicchio in 8th, Tobias Olsen in 9th, followed by Fernando Correz in 10th. There behind them is Zachary Beeson and Leonardo O'Cherry. Clark Williams and Antonio Tellez, Victor Barris, Philip Lucas, Stuart Millen, and James Cockram. We have Christian Glamsetter and Phil Waller. Andrea Brachetti and Adam Talsma in 22nd, followed by Dave Martin and Johan Bergersen, with Luciano Lorenzo and Rod McGuire. Behind them, it's Russell Kirkwood, Antonio Rzeski in that beautiful pink cat, followed by Richard Van Veen, Will McIntyre, Patrick Rollins, Martin Devine, Massimo De Laurentiis, Kuchiaito, and Joshua Wilson, with Elwin Cortacas in 36. Behind them is Ben White, Ron Corlock, Edward Amos, and Hashim Hammond at the end of our 40-car grid here at Watkins Glen to start out iGP Fun Season 4 of 2021.
Just waiting for the final few drivers, Simon Fessy and Clark Williams, and I think a quartet of drivers, White, Korolak, Amos, and Hamoud, which either are not starting or are starting from the pits. Here we go.
I believe they will be starting from the pits. It is time to get ready to go racing. It's green here at Watkins Glen. It's an amazing start by Lamley and Marteau. But we got a big stall off the line. QT Marteau, the championship defender, stalls it off the line. A big checkup right there, but everybody who keeping their head on the shoulders, they were warning that they were slow off the line. Everybody kept their car going, but a big checkup for QT Marteau.
And he's down into 7th, and now you will see Exhibit A of the slipstream. Look at Fournier coming at Jerome Lamley for P1.
Yeah, Fournier on the back of Lamley, keeping it nose to tails. Everybody's just trying to find a draft buddy, a battle buddy, and just somebody to stay with. Marteau is going right now, but look, 2x2 through the carousel for most of these drivers, as the special rule on the start is do not go 3 wide.
You can hear even from the throttle, they are being very, very calm, cool, and collected. There will be plenty of time for battling. You see the 3 DriveX cars all together here with Correas, Tejas, and Varris. And back at the front, it's still Jerome Lamley leading the way with his black and green car, as Marteau is defending and going past Palacio for P6.
Yeah, Marteau's found pace, but off the line. I'm not sure what happened. I think he might have tried something different, but let's right on board with the defending Le Champion of QT Marteau in that number 1. He's earned that number right behind of Tobias Olsen.
And now lap 2 starts, and we will see a bit more of action, I would imagine, as Brachetti there in the back. They already go 2-3 wide as they enter the first corner. Brachetti and Waller with the American going for a bit of a detour. You can go there. This is the OG extended track limits racetrack in iRacing.
Yeah, this is the OG of, hey, just get back on track eventually. And Tobias under attack from Marteau. Marteau looking down low, side by side for the lead, as well as Fournier and Lamley go side by side through the carousel. No moves being made. Olsen defending on the inside of Marteau. And actually, that's Gavin Petty and Tobias in the battle. Marteau is sitting back there. It's just both of them are in pretty similar colors. And look at Marteau. He's stuck behind him. He's trying to find a way. He was looking on the outside. Now he's looking back onto the inside. Now he's looking on the outside. Marteau is threading the needle 3 wide. Late early on the brakes for Marteau. Late on the brakes for both the other drivers trying to swing out to the inside on the heel. Very lucky that in an incident coming out of the boot. Now Olsen, Marteau, Petty falling to the back of this grid. Marteau in 5th place now. And we got a great fight right here for 4th.
Marteau yesterday sealed his title. He was already, of course, a champion in the Academy Series, winning race 1 and race 2. Race 3, he had his first DNF of the season. But hey, certainly...
When he locked away the championship, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly, but most importantly, most crucially, I would say, all 3 starts were pretty good from him. So... very, very surprising. And look at that now, of course, trying to get the better of another one of his Academy rivals, Academy Championship rivals, Tobias Olsson from NHR. Here comes Petty with his new car. Oh dear.
Not a lot of room to make that one, but they were going 3 wide right there. Marteau in the 4th. Petty around the outside. Onto the inside. Now he's on the outside. Olsen down onto the inside, heading into the boot. Olsen trying to hold it right there on that curve, but around the outside it's going to be Petty still. Side by side in the fight for 5th place. Into the toe. Olsen down low, but it's not going to be enough. Petty into 5th place.
And you can see Ermer and Petty sporting the same livery this season. Only them, there is also Zachary Bison with this, I would say, wooden style livery.
Yeah, Hermer very loose off the exit in oil slick turn, or what you call it?
Oil spill.
Oil spill. It is as slick as a slick pack, honestly. Like, somebody probably did dump oil right there eventually, because that is such a loose corner. Marteau, fast lap of the race as he tries to chase down the leading pack after that horrible start he had. And what a great fight we got going here. Andy Flint in 3rd, and behind in a distance about 1.8 seconds is QT Marteau. And is that a real phone number?
It is full of zeros and ones, so I don't know, but I will try later.
Well, if you're part of the Matrix, I guess you figured that one out.
So Fournier is now in front, as we saw at the beginning of lap 2, but can't get away from Lamy, I'm sorry. You can get away, Austin, but you need to be perfect and hope basically that the car following you makes a mistake, especially in this portion of the racetrack, because very tough to get away in the opening portion of the lap with all that slipstream.
Slipstream is very crucial in this track and in this race. Looking up the inside, that's Fernando Correz at the heel. Can he hold it around the outside? Very slick out there. Look at the wheel right in front of him. Clark Williams getting very loose. Philip Lucas got a great opportunity for a switchback, but a thrown block by Williams. very well defended, hits the curb on the entry, almost goes out against that tire barrier kiss.
Very close indeed. That tire wall sticks at you, especially because in the early portion it has a double row of tires.
And then it falls down to a single roll, and then it's just a wall.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, I mean, I mean, as you said once, most cars are affected by a wall, no? So.
Yes. Pretty much every car is affected by a wall. The only cars that are not affected by walls are the ones that are not real.
This, I think, is a quote from one of the Super Truck races, the Hockenheim round, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the round 1 of Super Trucks. It was every car is affected by off tracks, but not these cars. These cars love off tracks. Except for walls. Every car is affected by a wall. It's also rivaled by the Jeremy Clarkson quote, going fast doesn't kill you. It's suddenly becoming still that will kill you.
Exactly. That is quite clearly correct. As we are following Zachary Bison in front of Leonard Cherry. We've been told either has or has had a chat ban, which is, you know, I know many great drivers who have had a chat ban, as I think a mistake from Rusevski, and he gets passed by De Laurentiis and Martin Devine, and
he's off of the grass, and he somehow saved it. We got a spin off the exit, 2 cars sideways in the wall. Everybody's avoiding, and they're entangled with each other. Richard Van Veen needs to reverse out of there. They solve their differences, and they both race towards the pit lane. But, oh, that is unfortunate right there. Big incident for those two.
That was Joshua Wilson. There was another car.
Yeah, there was a car behind him that was in the grass that I was focusing on. Then we snapped to the end of that corner. Try to find a replay of that very soon. But, wow, that was insane.
We quickly cut away from the action to show you.
Here's Richard Van Veen. Got a good... Oh, he just... Behind him had an amazing run, Joshua Wilson. And then they locked the green car. Right there.
The green car going past like nothing has happened.
Wild stuff.
Great avoiding action by everyone, by the way, especially because you come out of that corner, you know, pedal to the metal.
It's blind. It's blind. Like the iRacing spotter will help you just a little bit, just by you got a car stop on the left, and hey,
we found the white and green car. It was Elvin Cortecas from the Benelux region. We don't have informations about his nationality, unfortunately. We do know that Marteau,
we've seen him in the series.
Yeah, has fastest lap of the race, and I didn't notice that he has now also is proudly displaying white. No, sorry, as proudly displaying number 1, as we have an attack for the lead.
How'd you now just discover that? I said that at the start of the round.
It's
to
because
be fair,
you know, for some reason you can't change the color on this car for the number, so it's like a blue number on a black background, so it's a bit tough to spot.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But he has caught up to Andy Flint, and with the two leaders battling it out for the victory right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Marteau is able to come back and put himself in contention for the victory.
He's a fast car on track. He was pole sitter here. He knows how to go fast. He's on the back of Andy Flint, and he has 20 laps to go to close in that 3-second gap. And we've seen on how much he can pull away when he's on his own. So he definitely has the pace to do it, but can he have the overtaking skills to do it as well? Because fights here can last forever.
Coming out of the final corner is this battle pack here with Tony Jimenez, Clark Williams, Victor Barris and Stuart Milne trying to close in as Samuel Ermer gets the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, Samuel got a great draft run helping him out, and he's in the draft of Tobias up ahead, and he's going to be joining that fight for 5th. On board Marteau, he's staying on the outside, Flint onto the inside. The fight for 3rd goes to Marteau way before that corner. It just shows you how much of a run that Marteau has coming through turn 1, that he can clear the other car before they reach the end of the straight.
Especially Austin, because sometimes in the heat of the battle you forget, and I'm sure all these drivers know about it, but in the heat of the battle you can't forget that you either go all the way to the left or all the way to the right on the backstretch. You don't want to stay in the middle because of the way the road is shaped.
There's a nasty bump in the middle. And that will upset the car, lift off the wheels off the ground, and turn your run into a tripping over your shoe and falling onto the pavement and grasping your knee going, ah.
We see Andrea Brachetti getting past James Cockram for P16. Andrea Brachetti sporting Pro Drive livery, and I think he has been joined, or he joined Massimo De Laurentiis in the same team, as you can see, having the same livery. As we go back to this fight here now, Marteau back with the fastest lap of the race. He was only 0.4 of a second faster than the leader this last time by. Only, hey, of course, you know.
Small gains. Small gains.
Let's see
4 tenths around here is actually a pretty hefty gain.
I was sarcastic.
You see, the sad part is about us and commentating over online is we can't see the eye rolls or the air quotes.
I have a webcam, so we should use it. You know, I saw something that was genius. So basically, when they last season the New York Mets, you know, because of the protocols, they had to have the commentators in different booths. Okay. But the booths were next to each other. They put one of those things they put on the road when there is like a stop sign, those mirrors, no? Yeah. So the commentator just had to look up, and he would see the other commentator in the face in the booth next over to him. we should use the webcams to do this.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that, but if you just look at me, you just be seeing me just sitting out of frame the entire time with just like a glass of milk in my hand.
I think still as we head into lap number 10, by the way, 30.1, 30.2, 30.38.4. So it's a good.
While we were talking about that, Jerome Lamley went into the lead.
Moment of embarrassment as I search for the replay.
It was on the straight, and it looked just like this now. Lamley and Fournier. Fournier around to the outside. No replay needed. This is not deja vu. It's the other way around. Fournier back into the lead here at Watkins Glen.
Clearly playing, especially Fournier, you know, with being teammates now with Marteau. Certainly all this back and forth, he clearly wants to win, but also he's helping his teammate get back into the fight with this continuous battling with Jerome Lamy. By the way, Lamy and Fournier, you know, they were absolutely amazing as rookies last season. They are not rookies anymore. We cannot call them that. Tobias
can't
Olsson
call them newcomers, can't call them rookies, can't call them fresh faces. They've done the season and they know how to run here, and they're looking for their time to shine here in iGPFun.
Tobias Olsson also, I think, first race for him in the championship, but clearly not a rookie. He is very experienced with these cars. I mean, probably Alex and Jerome were experienced with these cars before, so. But our definitions of rookie are quite loose and quite they are non-canon, more importantly, as we have a problem.
Oh Oh, Cherry's in the pits.
Cherry's in the pits, and something happened to Richard Van Veen.
Did Richard Van Veen, and then we're gonna find what happened to Cherry.
Oh, no, don't tell me again with the. It's again with Wilson. The same crash, the same two drivers that crashed before in the final corner.
Well,
Are
Wilson
you kidding
just
me?
drove over there. He just got onto the back wheel into the carousel and caused that. Here's Cherry just pulled it into the pits. I feel like those two drivers might be getting a talk to after this race.
Yes.
That was ridiculous.
Bit of, very unfortunate, especially, Joshua is a new driver, but Richard, of course, very experienced in this championship.
Richard's extremely experienced, and he didn't do anything wrong right there. Joshua just, pressured him a lot and really closed that gap. And the corner, you should really close the gap on the inside and behind another driver. So, I left the admins. Oh, we got a wrecked car right here. That's Ferguson.
Another very experienced driver, and that seemed like... I tell you what, I think he went wide coming out of the next corner, clipped the grass and the curb, and then hit the wall.
See that? Coming out into the grass, snapped left into the tire barrier, and lost wheel, lost wing, lost car, and thankfully the tow trucks here are incident, and we don't get any craziness with that happening. Into the pits they go. Lamley and Fournier in the lead, but look who is catching up slowly. It is Marto, 8/10 last lap.
Give you an idea, there we go with the 1.3 seconds. Clark Williams, no! Clark Williams is off. The breeze all over the place. Thankfully, they're non-collidable anymore. Huh?
No, I remember when they were collidable and
no, I
had a few scary Skippy situations.
I don't miss the countless front wings I've broken in the Skippy.
Whoa! Oh, he was just riding that awkward bump off the exit of turn 1 and upset the car. You got one that's cambered away from the track, one that's cambered to the track, and if you ride it in the middle,
Dave Martin and James Cook. I have no idea how they didn't touch. That was incredibly tight.
That was insane. And taking all of this to his advantage, Adam Talsma took advantage of that of Andrea Bacchetti and James Cochran. Both of them probably going to be having a Code Brown moment right there. Talsma up into 15th. Cochran defending on the inside of Bacchetti. Bacchetti, he's looking for the move down to the inside. Very tight. Got onto the curb too. Very big drop of speed right there. He knew if he kept it into the throttle, he would have been going around and probably collected by McGuire, who's behind him. Absolute chaos back here, and we love it.
Now on board with Philip Lucas for Lucas Esports Racing Team. She tries to get a move because all that battling has brought Rod McGuire back into the fight with Brachetti. And of course, there it's now also they're closing in on Dave Martin. But let's focus on Talsma with keeping an eye.
Got a lot of. He's got James right behind him. James swinging onto the outside. Talsma staying onto the inside. James staying in the middle of the track. If you say you shouldn't be right there, he's on that line. And boom, over the bump he goes, and just see the massive drop off of speed right there. Cochran was right beside him, and then he's falling back an entire car length right there. That's how nasty that bump can be.
And they are still battling behind them, of course. And let's not forget we have the two leaders separated by 0.3 of a second. And of course, as you can see, Marto is about to bring his gap to the leader to less than a second, so he's clearly in draft range of Jerome Lamy. So once again, we ask iRacing to give us split screen functionalities. Oh dear! Lucas very deep.
Oh, we got a car off as well in the heel. Believe that would be Russell Kirkwood off in the heel right now. that he was behind this fight. Philip Lucas sending it up onto the inside, and Lucas gets that spot for 18th. As Kirkwood has got his car unlodged from the gravel trap. This is Phil Waller we're riding on board with, as he is behind Burketti and Lucas. And let's take a look at our fight for the lead. Side by side into the carousel. Lamley on the inside, Fournier on the outside. And just a small bit of stone's throw away is QT Marteau.
Oh yes, super close. Palacio, I think, also making his debut in the championship tonight. He's holding a very, very nice 7th place so far, +1 on his starting position, so certainly a good debut. Hopefully he can bring the car home in one piece, as they are still battling behind with Tasman and Cochran. Very quickly, if we can see what happened to Kirkwood before we go back to the fight for the lead. I think it should be this replay. And he was following the battle we were just watching ahead of him, and he lost it on entry there. So Austin, we have had a very nice race so far to start the season, and I think we will have a 3-way fight for the lead very soon. Not a bad way to start the championship for season 4 of 2021. Here we go once again. Is the 2 Team Shenzhou cars versus the Privateer, and they are about to go possibly 3 wide. A bit difficult to recognize the 2 cars.
3 wide right there, but they're going to certainly try. Round the outside, Marteau, P2.
Oh, but here comes Lamy around the outside, and he cannot hold it, as you can see, just slightly different. Fournier car a bit darker, and of course he has the brighter helmet, so if you want to try to make them out. So Fournier has the darker car but the lighter helmet, whilst Marteau has a little bit of a lighter shade of blue but a dark helmet, so to speak.
Thankfully, our overlay actually shows where they are to help you out on this as well. But yeah, they do have a very similar car design and helmet. But you know, I'm okay with it.
Nothing is lost for Jerome Lamy. He's still extremely quick, and he's still in the draft, more importantly. And in the last lap, he had the fastest lap of the race. Of course, this lap he drops off quite significantly, having been overtaken twice, but still very much in the hunt for the victory. Now, let's see if the 2 Team Shenzhou drivers will play the long game, or if they will battle right away. Of course, Fournier joining the team midway through last season has proven to be a very, very good rookie, as we said earlier. But of course, Marteau has been absolutely dominant with this car in more than one league, and so I'm certain he wants to win again. Of course, he's a racing driver. Let's see how this develops.
Yeah, Fournier and Marteau, the 2 teammates, we saw them running away with races right there. I feel like with Lamley, they are going to be joined by him throughout the season. We got 3 cars battling out through the lead, and this is an early shout. 3 cars battling out for the championship because they are on a completely different level, though Andy Flint is closing up more. If you want to know more about the iGPFun, I confidence cursed that. As Lamley goes off the track right there. If you want to know more about iGPFun, join the iGPFun Discord, as enter that Discord link into your browser to be taken there, and you can what they love doing after each race, they have a little bit of a break and they watch the broadcast back together, and they apparently have a lot of fun right there. They help everyone with their setups. They talk about the track. They explain what happens through the race and how to get really better. So not only to help them in iGPFun League, but also in iRacing Official League as well. a amazing group of guys, and hey, go give them a look.
So Lamy is still in the draft, and if the two Team Shenzhou cars are going to battle it out, he has pretty much still his chances at the victory are not going to drop, because he's still very much close to the fight for the lead. Here comes Olson on the inside, going around Andy Flint. Should be able to complete the pass. He does so. So Olson up into 4th.
Yeah, very still much in this fight. He's got the draft and everything. So we are going to be seeing on who is going to be there. Well, they're still going to be there at the end of this race, but if they continue fighting like this or staying like this, it's going to decide if there are going to be more cars to join them or not. But currently it's just a 3, and they are pulling away from Oslin and Flint behind them in that fight for 4th place. But it's the two Shenzhou teammates up at front, Fournier and Marteau. Just a different order than what we were used to seeing all of last season, with Marteau usually being the race leader, as this is Oslin putting in a 1:37.8, new fast lap of the race.
Oh man,
about 4/10 faster, and oh, we got an issue. Andy Flint very slow off the exit.
he came out of there sideways and then locking the brakes with the racing stomp. Throttle and brake together to stabilize the car, save it from heading for the wall, but this means that Samuel Hermer will jump up into 5th.
Yeah, Hermer, great news for him in P5. Not the way that he wants to take P5. I'm pretty sure all these guys want to take their positions by, you know, a good fight. But hey, easy overtakes are fun. As Daniel Ricciardo once said, I like them vulnerable.
I will never complain about an easy overtake.
Yeah. I sometimes will if I'm just like in a battling mood. But usually easy overtakes are great.
Shouldn't you go to the local pub and have a fight with someone?
I don't drink, but and it's not a Saturday night. If it was a Saturday night and I do drink, heck, I would be fighting all over the place, because you know, Saturday night's all right for fighting.
Speaking of fighting, XSLR is back after a 2-week break, and that would be the debut of the new NASCAR Next Gen cars on Apex Racing TV. It's coming at midnight 15 GMT from Daytona, so don't miss that. 4 races with the new NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars, and then the final 4 races will be with the jumpy tracks for Austin's delight.
I have a special attraction to those trucks, and woo, we got a good attraction right here. Looking down to the inside and the outside. The teammates are fighting on each other. Lamley was looking down to the inside, and Marteau holds him off. Here comes Lamley trying to join the fight. Marteau takes the lead. Fournier in 2nd place, and well, hey, they're having a good old scrap right here with 10 laps to go. What a great way to start the season.
19 laps for Marteau to get back to the lead proper of the race. He was able to do so. Now, can he keep it there? Can he run away from his teammate and from Jerome Lamy, who have been absolutely very quick today, trading fast lap after fast lap? As the race is winding down, we will enter the 9 to go message when we cross the start finish line next, lapping around 138s, 139s, depending on where you are in the field right now. And the battle continues, and I'm seeing that, yes, Olson is catching up.
Yeah, Olson is catching them. These 3 are fighting. They are slowing each other's down. Olson is just at the tippy toe of the edge of the draft. down that back straight, and it's going to be helping him a lot, especially when these guys go 2, maybe 3 wide down the straight, just making it a giant draft wake. Here comes Fournier looking down to the inside. He's joined by Lamley. Fournier is going to be taking the lead. Marteau going to try to hold it off of his teammate round the outside. Marteau's able to do it.
Man, it's so risky every time they do something like that. Especially because
so cool.
It's so cool. Oh dear, that was very, very close. Too close for comfort between Lamy and Fournier.
Yeah, but Lamley's on the outside of that contact patch. Here comes Lamley looking down to the inside, heading into the heel. He's on the back right wheel. Is he going to send it, or is he going to be taking it easy? He's going to take it easy and stay behind Lamley and wait for that back straight, because Marteau is pulling away from them. They continue this fight. They're going to be Marteau'd out, but they're going to be joined by Ulsan, who's going to be Ulsan'd into this fight.
Austin,
I've been hanging out with Sam Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I mean, I was
know.
about to say, if we didn't have Sam Fitzpatrick, you would have been sacked already, but the pounds level are already at an all-time low around here. Olson, fastest lap of the race. One thing I want to say, Austin, is that easy to say it from here, of course, but if you are Lamy right now, you know, if you want to go for a move, you have to be absolutely sure you make it, because if you fail like it happened right now, this is just an opportunity for Marteau to break the draft, and look at that, with this 0.7 of a second, it is much better than having like 1/10 of a second, of course.
Here it goes. Lamley on the inside of Fournier. He's gonna try to hold it on the bottom, round the outside. Can Fournier hold him off? Gets very loose off the exit. Lamley P2. And Olsen is getting closer and closer.
Let's watch it again.
Look at this move. Down the inside, very tightly fought, and then watch the exit of Fournier round the outside, and live, Fournier is around. Lamley is around. Coming out of the toe, Lamley has spun it, he's broken suspension, he's out of the race.
Oh no. What a fantastic race from Jerome Lamy, leading for a good portion of the race.
And that wheel is broken.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's trying and struggling, but that's equal frustration and desperation right there. Here is what happened on Lamley. Had nobody, just had Fournier on his exit, but just look at this exit. Got it into the grass, into the wall, and then he parked it, reversed, and then he's just waiting for the moment. Kick spins it around into the wall, and back right wheel damaged. Crab, snap into the wall, and now it's just unfortunate right here. Let's ride on board and just watch for that, how close it gets to the grass. Right there. Boom.
Austin, I think that Lamy knew that because of the fight he was having, he needed to really push to close the gap.
He needed to push. Absolutely.
Oh, we have another problem, unfortunately, another car that has had to tow back to the pits,
Talisman.
which is Lucas.
Well, Lucas and Adam Talisman
Talisman
both involved. Oh no! Philip Lucas' car destroyed coming out of turn 1. Talisman able to continue on, but a absolute dagger right there.
Back to the pits. Also, Talisman stowed back to the pits. Two of the most experienced drivers in the championship out on the spot, basically. And Austin, the surprises are coming thick and fast in these final few laps of the race. Alex Fournier now, of course, Olson has been promoted to the podium because of the crash of Jerome Lamy, but now he might want. So these three drivers, they know each other very well, all these three drivers, because of their participation in the Academy Series. And Olson has been absolutely fantastic all season long. he really had a good showing. Clearly, Marteau was the champion and he was the dominant force, but Olson has got a few victories. He was very quick throughout the series, so absolutely do not count him out, and he can be an absolutely a force to be reckoned with in this season for IGP Fan Championship. By the way, next week we are going somewhere, and I had it down somewhere and I can't find where.
Well, I do know where we're heading next week. It's we're heading to Snetterton.
Oh yeah, boo.
Which I'm glad I didn't say the way I usually say it. So thank you. You're welcome, YouTube. But it's the 300 version, and if you know anything about that track, it's very flat, but that final sector is so tricky to get right.
Yes, Zetterton 300 basically, when they extended the original layout and basically gave us the European version of an infield road course with no identity. But still, if you ignore the vast majority of the track, which, by the way, be careful what you wish for, it has been asked by the iRacers for years, and then now it's a ghost town, basically.
Yeah,
as
because
we
everyone
go.
realizes it's not the best. But that final sector is pretty fun, especially Bomb Hole. In the GT4s is just absolutely nuts.
Great pass here by Olson to get up into second again with the fastest lap of the race, 37.77. The only problem I have with that track, apart that it exists, is that to create it they completely changed, I think it's called Montreal Corner, which now when you do the 200 layout is a weird hairpin with a left-hander. But it's still the 200 is a very nice racetrack despite everything. 300 is again very boring, but as you were saying, the final sector has got a lot of redeeming qualities, including that the weirdest chicane in the history of or S corner, I don't know how to call it, the one under the bridge.
It's you know what, I think it is okay. It's kind of like a kink leading into a braking zone, then a right-hander. It is super awkward. So it's going to be very interesting seeing these F3 cars and how everyone's going to be treating, treating it going into that corner the most optimal way too. What I think I'm going to be looking forward to the Virtual Racing School driver's guide on how to take that lap. Virtual Racing School, proud partner of iGPFun, as they are home to some of the best data packs and track guides and setups out there. And if you want to know on how to tackle Snetterton's weird freaking corners, go to Virtual Racing School. They'll pretty much help you become the best driver out there on track. Is that the perfect plug or not? Because I'm actually going to be using that.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Also, I'm speechless because of that, 3 laps to go at the stripe. People asking about Tobias Olsson's flag. That is actually the iRacing Scandinavian flag, so it's tough to see, but it has like all the flags superimposed into one, so it's not a Norwegian flag. Tobias hasn't given his details to the organizers, therefore we don't have them. So until we get his details, he's quote-unquote Scandinavian.
I really like the clubs having their own flags. I know the club logos are pretty cool, especially the Texas logo. I'm heavily biased, but they put the Texas colors, and then on the right side they put a racing helmet right there, and it just looks so sick. And then they added some flames too, because it's Texas.
It's, I mean, of course. So
If there was a club logo off, Texas would win it.
they should have added, like, you know, a Longhorn, you know, like.
That would have been copyright. Also,
Yes.
I just want to say one thing. Colton Herter just murdered a bunny
I think
that was running across the track.
I thought that was a spring or something.
Nope, that was
No.
a bunny.
Ouch.
Rip Mr. Bunny.
Victor Varris getting past his teammate Fernando Núñez Correas up into P number 9. The two DriveX drivers swapping places. There's Stuart Mill behind them, and then Tony Jimenez, the other DriveX competitor, in P12. Here at the front, I tell you what, Austin, I don't know if Marteau is just managing his gap, but Olson is not that far away. He has lost very slightly on the last lap. Let's see this lap here, how much the gap is increasing or decreasing. It is in fact decreasing again slightly. Only 2 laps left, so he needs to hope that Marteau makes a mistake. But Olson certainly bringing the fight to Marteau. Of course, Marteau making a nice comeback after his interesting start, so to speak. It's been a weekend of interesting starts.
The line was extremely aware. I've never seen that before, though. He's probably going for a double clutch start that we've seen a lot of drivers favor throughout a lot of series. And, you know, you just see those opportunities, and, well, they do fail. They do fail at times. And that, I think he might go back to his old starting method, because off the line, that was just horrible. And I'm glad nothing bad happened off the line, and everyone was able to keep a clear mind and avoid that.
Especially because we had a weekend of weird starts. You know, Formula Renault 3.5 last night was... let's say less than ideal.
Yeah, 3.5 wasn't ideal at all. Though, if you want to do watch the return of Formula 3.5, the round 1 featured a space launch from our own Alessandro Dall'Adone.
Yeah, I never saw a car lagging on the grid, reappearing the moment the green flag drops.
But apparently he was trying to F4.
Yes, because he had a freeze. So sometimes when you have a freeze on the screen, you also disappear on the sim. So the game unfreezed at the worst possible moment, which is of course the moment the green light. And only 2 cars were taken out on that, as Marteau gets the first lap of the race, which is incredible. But Marteau, when he needed the most, I mean, he wasn't really in trouble, but you know, just to show that yes, I'm in control, and I mean, hats off to Olson, because there are not a lot of drivers. There are actually 4 drivers only right now that are able to lap in the 37s. That's Marteau, Olson, Ermer, and Petty, who's sitting in 5th place. So certainly an interesting way to start the season, this one, Austin, as we are heading into for the final time into the boot. And I'd say that IGP Fun back with a bang. Once again, I will remind you that if you want to join the series, A, it's completely free, B, it's a great community, and C, it's a great series. And the best way to join them is to jump in their Discord, which is in the link right here.
It has the best broadcast team in all of iRacing and on Apex Racing TV. Well, at least the best producer, that is. I wasn't mentioned in the notes though, so I'll be the worst part of the broadcast, I guess.
Certainly, we also have the best Texan commentator of Apex Racing TV.
I'm the only Texan.
Final corner.
Hey! White flag is out, checker flag is out. QT Marteau takes the win after a hair-raising start here at Watkins Glen. Well, he's going to walk home away with another P1. And the championship defender will be, once again, the championship leader. Olsen comes home in second. Fournier in third. Hermer, Flint, Petty, Palacio, and Beeson, Corres, and Barris comes out your top 10 as we are continuing some racing around the track right now.
Final few drivers coming home. Here comes Waller, here comes McIntyre, Leonard Cherry. Who do we have here? De Laurentiis. Most of these drivers have been involved in some kind of drama in the opening portion of the race, or during the race, more correctly I should say. Therefore, they're a bit spaced out. So let's have a look at our winner. Here, Thiago Marteau in front of Tobias Olsson. They are doing... I always imagine when drivers are this... At least when I pull next to a driver that has won the race, I always push left, right or left on my D-pad on the wheel and like wave at him even though he can't see me, which, you know... But, you know, morally I'm congratulating. That's, I think, what Marteau and Olsson are doing to each other. Congratulations to Fournier, 4th place for Hermer, and 5th place for Andy Flint. So, very, very nice start of the season for everyone. And now, let's go with the official race results. Well, yes, officially unofficial race results from beautiful upstate New York. And the winner, of course, as you just saw, was QT Marteau for Team Shazoo in front of Tobias Olsson. Alex Fournier, Samuel Hermer and Andy Flint. Gavin Petty was 6th in front of newcomer Julio Palacio. Zachary Bison in 8th and Fernando Correas in 9th. The top 10 was rounded up by Victor Varris, Stuart Mill, Dave Martin, Antonio Jimenez Teyes in 13th, in front of Andrea Brachetti, Rod Maguire, Phil Waller, Will McIntyre and Leonard Cherry for Antarctica Racing in P18. P19 was Luciano Lorenzo from Brazil and Massimo De Laurentiis in 20th place. Ito San was 21st in front of Martin Devine, James Cockram and Patrick Rowlands. Russell Kirkwood was 25th in front of the newcomer Elvin Cortecas, and then Adam Talsma and returning Antonio Rusevski, unfortunately finishing 6 laps down. Philip Lucas was 29th in front of Jerome Lamy, who led for a good portion of the race. It was in the hunt for the victory. Clark Williams 31st in front of Joar Birgersson, Joshua Wilson and Richard Van Veen, who finally has a full name in the standings. Christian Glamsetter 35th, Simon Fessy, Ben White and Ron Korolak, all 3 of these drivers. And also another one, Hashem Hamoud. These final 4 drivers did not take the start. I'm a bit surprised because Ben White and Ron Korolak have been regular drivers in the series, and Simon Fessy only did a few hundred meters, so something very wrong with his car tonight. So, Austin, as I said many times, great way to start the season. Cannot wait, even though we are going to Snetterton, cannot wait for the next one.
Yeah, it's a fantastic race and a fantastic way to start off the season. We're going to find out how amazing everyone is going to be at Snetterton. I can tell you, with these cars, they're going to make the most boring track seem amazing because they love, well, they can really race closely there, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And thank you, everybody, for joining us here for the iGPFun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School here at the Glen. I've been joined by Marco Barbanera. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.